Hi, good morning. Um, so I timed my speech. It's going to be about 2 hours, so I hope you brought a lunch. So, I am beyond honored and moved to have been given the opportunity to connect with each of you here today as you transition onto the paths that have been calling out to you since before birth. I, along with all of your loved ones here today, have the honor of watching each of you move forward with seeking eyes and knowing hearts into the not-so-distant lands of your purpose. Yate, hello. My name's Clara, and it's an honor to speak here for you today. For many nights, I've lost sleep over what I could say to you. I prayed that I could somehow transform my words into soil so that the seeds planted here today could nurture your many tomorrows. What would become of these seeds? I think to myself. What could I say so that when you look back at this moment in life, you can taste both the earthiness of truth and the sweetness of the fruit that you bear in faith? What could I offer you but my breath, my sounds, my presence, and my curiosity? How could I possibly stand before you and fit my life's experiences into the framework of stanzas on paper? How could I recite the breaking of my heart, the uncovering of my being, and the limitlessness of my soul? What words would alert you to the foolishness of fear and its many changing faces? What wonders would awaken you to the joy of love and its everlasting light? But as I stand here, I take a deep breath and I look at your faces and I see my own. I see family, I see the future, and I remember what it was like to sit where you are. The excitement fluttering beneath my skin and the daydreams of what my life would hold once I move the tassel and walk out of the double doors. And I stand here now, thanks to you. And I wonder if the teachers ever saw themselves in me. As you know, most of your teachers are Indigenous people, coming from nations and villages that we all know and poke fun at. Whether your dead giveaway is your fierce SD accent or you're a Navajo who only points with their lips, we all bear a unique expression of who we are and where we come from. We differ in many ways from other high schools. Here, when you make a friend, you include their whole family. And you're usually related to someone somehow. But that's what also makes us a strong community. We care about the well-being of each other. We take pride in the relationships built here because we already have history. Going to an all-Indian school makes you an activist by default. Your teachers know this because they too, to some degree, have experienced Indian education and what that can mean. Your teachers grew up listening to the stories of their grandparents, stories bruised with rape, church, and poverty. A loving people whose bodies were littered with government foods and war. Their generation was forced to fight or disappear into the background. And to many people, our generation grew up dead. Going to college on the East Coast, I was constantly reminded of Indian extinction. Unfortunately, not many people beyond these borders know pre-American history. Fewer know that we are still alive and do not exist in a vacuum. It is with conversation and contemplation that this is beginning to change. It is with schools like yours that we are beginning to change. So don't worry. Students, take a look at where you are. Look at this beautiful facility made for you. See how poised you are, sitting in your traditional attire, and breathe that in. Now I'm going to ask you to look to the person to your left and to your right. You can exchange a smile, a hug, a handshake. These are the people that you've survived with. I'm going to ask you to do one more thing, to please close your eyes. You've been working towards this moment for a long time, and I want you to be in the moment. Know that as you sit here today, you are already defying hundreds of years of systematic genocide. You are an educated person with spiritual sensibility. You already know that you are not simply born into this world, but that you emerge from it. You have nothing to fear. Open your eyes. I implore you to dream. When people talk about their life's work, one may think about a sort of portfolio that exemplifies the things that they've done in their lifetime. I feel that I'm being called to tell you to think otherwise. People may ask you, what will your life's work be? Well, I would like to switch it around by asking you to choose work that brings you to life. As you leave here today, I want you to think about what work will bring you happiness right now. What sparks something within you? What allows you to realize your part in the larger scheme of things? You may choose to pursue a career that some deem impractical or illogical, like music, like I did and do. But see, I cannot express to you the beauty of my life without song. So I make it a practice daily to listen deeply to the music of my liberation. And your dream will be different. And that's the exciting part. I know that as I stand here, I'm looking at future mothers and fathers, educators, healers, activists, poets, lawyers, and so on. I truly believe that we're always at the cusp of a new way of being, and that this world needs your ideas, your input, and your dream. When you walk outside, I want you to let the world feel your song, to let yourself harmonize with the fearless, playful nature of all that is. All my life I've been waiting for, I've been praying for the people to say that we're not gonna fight no more, there'll be no more war, and our children will play one day, one day, one day. Class of 2015!